What is up, everybody? It's Verse here today. So apparently, Phil Spencer gave an interview, and he talked about during the interview the Xbox has a disappointing lineup of first-party games in 2022. And so now that he acknowledged that and changed that, it's not gonna be the same thing for this year. Our favorite Xbox hating journalist, Ty Kim, has given his opinion about Phil Spencer's take on 2022. Groundhog Day, no AAA exclusive at Xbox launch, zero in 2022, lackluster prior years. So I don't get the point of pointing. I don't understand his reason of pointing out that they didn't have a lot of first party games in 2022. I mean, you're literally quoting what Phil Spencer stated. They didn't have a great 2022 lineup of games. Like, you aren't saying anything new with this statement. So then he says lackluster prior years. Meanwhile, the previous year, 2021, Xbox had enough great games out, first party games out. They got the Publisher of the Year awards at the Game of the Year award from Metacritic. So I'm not seeing what he's getting at here. It's like, well, he's got to point out the obvious. 2022 was lackluster, but he kind of doesn't mention that 2021 was when they received that award. So okay. Long list of shuttered studios, new layoffs after mismanagement. I like how he tries to spin that. Like every other big tech company didn't lay off people, but he has to spin that layoff in Microsoft to say Microsoft is just doom and gloom at this point. Halo Infinite's 10-year promise. Now hardly any players on back execution / little content. Will fans hold Xbox accountable? Yes, because that entire last year, you haven't hearing people complain about the lack of no games for Xbox. You just definitely didn't hear that last year. Or the fact that people been complaining about Halo Infinite last year. But, this guy is just stating the obvious. Like, it's just, he's literally like stating the obvious. I don't know what what the purpose of this post is. But the hate on Xbox. And then this guy's going to take his own advice. Is fans going to hold Xbox accountable? Is fans going to hold PlayStation accountable? Because I don't know what PlayStation has this year besides Spider-Man 2 and the VR stuff. I don't know what first-party content they have this year. Seems like they're pretty much getting carried on the back of Square Enix with their Forspoken, the Final Fantasy, if the 7 Part 2 comes out, or Final Fantasy 16 comes out. They're pretty much being held on the back by Square Enix and their PSVR 2 content, which that's like a very niche market. Like people probably, I myself won't be buying that. So all that I'm really looking forward to this year from Sony is Spider-Man 2. That's it. I don't know what else they have this year besides like Final Fantasy, but that's Square Enix once again. So is he gonna hold Sony accountable? Because it's looking pretty dry, and they haven't announced any showcase to say otherwise. So looking kind of dry right now on Sony's side. But is he gonna call them out? Probably not. But he's more focused on Xbox right now, which Xbox just released like 10 plus games this month. There's like at least 10 plus amazing games you can play on Xbox this month. So, but once again, they're trying to push the no games narrative, which is very tiring. Especially from somebody who's supposed to be a neutral person in this whole thing, since he's a game journalist. But he definitely shows a humongous bias right here. So let's continue what people have to say about this. The fans just don't require anything or have any standards. As long as Phil gets into party chats with them, they're good. What is this nonsense? Well, I think Xbox people are happy to just have Game Pass and plenty of games to play. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to be super upset about the lack of first-party content when they're constantly dropping amazing games in Game Pass. It's kind of legit hard to be upset about that, to be honest. Gears Tactic launch on console with Xbox Series, and it's a AAA game. Meanwhile, yeah, this is a pretty accurate picture. Meanwhile, where they're talking so badly about Xbox and how it's being so misran, Hi-Fi Rush just came out, which is getting a lot of media praise, while Forspoken is pretty much forgotten at this point, because Sony enthusiasts don't even talk about Forspoken, which just dropped, which a lot of them paid $7 for. They don't talk about that game, but they're so focused on this Hi-Fi Rush game from Xbox. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate image right there. They won't. They like the idea of Spencer convincing Microsoft to buy up the gaming industry. That to them is more important than anything. I like how Microsoft just buys a few studios and now they're just buying up the entire industry, apparently. Pegasus Pain Prevention Hotline, 1-800 It Hurts. uh, what AAA exclusive did PlayStation have a launch? Oh right, a PS3 game. Yeah, they had Demon Souls, a PS3 game, and they're just like amazed by that. So right, no fans have complained up until this point. Yeah, you have here nobody complaining at all, apparently, from this guy. I love having an Xbox Series X with Game Pass on it. So many great games to play, though, that although frustrating, the game's pushback due to the pandemic haven't really affected the platform for those invested in it who are just looking to play games. Game Pass is their safety net. Game Pass has lowered the bar for Xbox. If lowering the bar is including all these amazing games in a rental service, then I guess the bar has been lowered, which Sony themselves admit they can't do, but they can't keep up with Game Pass output. But I guess the bar has been lowered by this guy's opinion right here. I have been thinking this for years. Go back and look at E3 2007 through 10. Nothing but great exclusive hits. A couple might have been timed. Now we have rubbish like Hi-Fi Rush. Apparently, Hi-Fi Rush is just rubbish now. Okay. Redfall, a bad Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood wannabe with graphics to match. That's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters to these guys is graphics, apparently. But my games is free on Games Pass. Once again, they keep saying the Game Pass is free. Game Pass, you got to pay a monthly fee. So I don't know how $10 or $15 turns into free, but according to Sony guys, it's free now. Sony fanboys just say the dumbest things. I'm just starting to realize that. It's just really starting to be ingrained that they just say the most dumbest things possible. Accountable for what? He is literally admitting and owning his mistakes. Yeah, he literally says that they don't have a very large library of first party games, and they still complain about it. I don't get why he's still complaining about it. Looks like Hi-Fi Rush really hurt you. Grow up, honey. Spoiler: they won't as long as they keep getting crap for free in Game Pass. Once again, Game Pass, you got to pay for it on a monthly basis. It's not free. I don't know how you guys are getting Game Pass for free, but they keep saying it. I guess they think they keep saying it's going to be true apparently, but you got to pay for Game Pass. It's not free. It's because the just wait till next year trick is working on them. Every year include journalists and media outlets. I mean, they had one bad year of this new console generation, but Xbox has no games. Even though 2023 is probably going to be the best year for Xbox, but okay. When you delete your effing account, you clown. Hold them accountable for what? These are video games, dude. Not effing life or death. Maybe it's like the equivalent of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you lose in a game, you get sent to the Shadow Realm. I don't know. It is just video games here, people. Like it is like if a console do have an offer, you can't just buy the other system competition console and play the games on there that they got big exclusives for. I don't know, man. They treat this like it's just not just video games. I'm kind of glad this guy made this comment because they act like you get sent to the Shadow Realm if you don't get exclusives this year, if you don't play on a certain console this year. I don't know. What is this? Sound off. Apparently it's a Sony guy doing something with Game Pass and Xbox. You get kicked out. Okay, but more Xbox games? Okay. If you're not a fan, why do you care? The $1 million question right there. If you're not a fan of Xbox, then why do you care? Why do Sony enthusiasts care so much what Xbox is doing and what the Xbox brand is doing? I was like, you're not playing these games anyway. If you don't have an Xbox or a PC, you're not playing these games anyway. So why do you care so much? You are such a toxic Sony fanboy spreading console wars. Once again, this guy is a gaming journalist, but he's well known for being a Sony fanboy, spreading console war toxicity everywhere he goes. Couldn't wait to write something like this, so unprofessional. Write an article calling them out for those things. You know, constant words will be clicking and sharing it. Maybe he just wants a Sony fanboy audience. I don't know. Maybe that's what he wants. Phil Spencer just needs to go. Okay. How come you are just so bitter because of a plastic box? I don't know what's with these plastic boxes, with these consoles, get these guys so bitter. Now, they don't like Xbox, but they can't do anything but talk about Xbox. Make it make sense. I'm not going to talk about something I don't like. Like, this is weird. Like, I'm not going to talk about, like, I don't know, like apple flavored potato chips, which I had once, which was disgusting. You know, I don't, that doesn't enter my mind anymore. Once I found out it was just disgusting, I didn't like it. So, it's just weird how they just focus on stuff they just don't like. They focus on stuff they don't like consistently. Why do you always talk out of your ass when it comes to Xbox? Long list of shuttered studios. Aside from lying in it, who's been shuttered? One studio is a long list. Yeah, I don't know what he's referring to with that. They do make enough stuff at this point. Salty clown. If you ever seen a cucking crying princess. So he's just getting roasted in the comment section now. Which usually happens with Sony fanboys. Once they usually make one of these dumb statements, they usually just get roasted in the comment section. The S-Box Scrubs got budget pass on no matter what happens. It's okay because they don't buy games anyway. Now we just don't buy games. Now the other narrative is popping up. Okay. You are just stupid. Thanks. How does this moron gain 53,000 subscribers? I don't know. I guess the hate on Xbox gives you a lot of subscribers apparently. I don't know. Because it's definitely not from his journalistic qualities. I guess it just comes from hating on Xbox apparently. More people just tell him to shut up. I'm pretty sure he's going to roast it in Spanish. I'm not sure what to say, but I'm pretty sure he's going to roast it in Spanish too. How does Bloomberg even allow this? A journalist so unprofessional dedicated to promote console wars on Twitter. You should be doing your job better. This might be a wild concept to you, but there are people that buy an Xbox for other reasons than AAA exclusives. There are, other games and services out there, yes. He just wants people to ignore the indies, the double-A games, the services, the amazing ecosystem Xbox has. Just ignore all that and just play on PlayStation, apparently. I don't know. Never, it seems, a delusion is real. Somebody getting a boombox thrown in their face, tell them to shut up? Jeez. Gamers have always held Xbox accountable, asked for more games. Xbox has made them, asked for more studios. Xbox has and still are acquiring them. Wanted better for Halo. Xbox stepped up and made changes. Layoffs affect the entire industry, and other Xbox layoffs small in comparison. Okay. I don't care about the lack of good exclusives last year because we got effing Persona on Xbox, which was amazing, by the way, because just seeing Persona games on Xbox is something that's never happened before, which is an amazing thing that has happened with Phil Spencer being the head of Xbox, which they don't give praise for that. Like we have never gotten Persona games on Xbox before, but now we're getting Persona 5, 4, and 3. Which 4 Golden was stuck on the Vita for the longest and on PC for the longest, so it's shocking that it's actually on Xbox. But they don't get praise for that. they just say, hey, it's old games, who cares? But a lot of people who are fans of Persona and fans of Xbox, one of those games for the longest. So I mean, that's a big win right there, in my opinion. This guy is right. How come no one has complained about Halo Infinite and lack of AAA exclusives yet? Glad he has the guts to be the first, as he says it sarcastically. They're going to possibly launch 4 in-house AAAs this year. Yeah, they're launching big games this year. It's like, and several other games. I just don't see how you can still hate on Xbox this year. Like, I can understand the hate for last year, but this year, it's like you're just reaching at this point. But I'm going to include it right here. This guy is a journalist who just gets paid to hate on Xbox, I guess. I don't know. Like, once again, how does Bloomberg really allow this? Well, I guess they just really don't care whatever video game content they post on their website, because this guy is just ridiculous. But I'm going to conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like about this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.